He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray-Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't them. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
You gonna see me in your nightmare, son. You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Back to throw, Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. Darnold, he lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
I got this. Motion me out. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, gun. Watch the ball. Bang, 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 bang.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
White. Mike spot 4. And here we go. Watch the pass. 11. Alert 3.
On 2nd down now. It's Coleman, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Chance. White. 2. Hey, Haywood.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23.
Here we go. 1, Omaha. Watch the slant.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
I got this. Go now. 50. 21. 57's the mic.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And some room to work. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Now it's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. To throw is Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again. DeForest Buckner picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. Finds his target, Montgomery. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
We're going to start. Mike's 59. Lady. I got you, sir. 59, Mark. 59.
On first down, Darnold. Got an open man to the right. That's Wesco. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Darnold from the gun. And Darnold, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Here's Darnold. Steps away to his left. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Running with Montgomery from the pistol. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
It's now 4th and goal.
On 4th down, the Jets turning to Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation.
Chandler Catanzaro on for the field goal. A 21-yard attempt.
And they're not going to get the kickoff in time. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Chandler Catanzaro for the Jets field goal.
Oh, that's offline. He hooked it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, well, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
21. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Coming to you, coming to you. 21. Here we go. Smooth.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 57 yards.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Here we go,
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey, gun. 57. Mike, 57.
On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Throwing on 2nd down, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And the Niners get there and bring him down. DeForest Buckner getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Let's go.
At the 40-yard line.
Right, here we go. What do you need?
Quarterback, don't get nervous, man. We ain't beginning.
21. Don't get hot.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
54. Heavy on the edges. He's coming. We got the touch.
Looking to throw on second down. Darnold. Crowder's got it over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Hey, Delta. 54 is Mike.
Third and 2, Darnold. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Thought they were going to force a fourth down. Instead, PI gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Darnold. Flushed out right, and he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
59 Mike. Check, 59. I'm coming. Red 80. Mike,
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, but it'll be second down. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Intended for Robbie Anderson. Incomplete. Apollo Witherspoon on the coverage.
You're outside.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York.
Push him back. Push him back.
Back to the air, Darnold on second down. That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. So here's Darnold now as he'll lead his guys up to go for two.
Check.
Darnold down to throw. Throws left side. And he's got it. They convert for two, and that gets him even closer. Now a 2-point game. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's... The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Oh, you got deep?
They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Mike, here we go. Wait, 80!
Play action. Garoppolo. Looking deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, Foxtrot.
On play action, now Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A second quarter score from Carson. The Chargers have scored again, so they open up a 2-touchdown lead. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Jets will take over first and 10. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Don't say nothing.
Darnold on first down. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Darnold now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Darnold. Out right here to Herndon. 23 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First
down,
Jets.
Mott's 56. Hey, pick your game up.
Darnold from the red zone now. That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets have taken the lead. Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead.
Jets 15, 49ers 10.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
13.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Coleman, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
50 seconds to Mike.
Hey, gun. I got him.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, zero nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
This is Mostert. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
13. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, 5-7.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
This is Coleman. The 30. 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Kevin Coleman. His first touchdown of the new season. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, pick up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1. At the 40-yard line.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Off of play action, Darnold. Caught by his tight end, Wesco. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mostert.
You ain't going nowhere.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. A play fake, and it's Darnold. That is caught at the 7. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Let's go,
On the catch, it's Crowder. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Jamison Crowder, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets have once again taken the lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
That's what I do. Hey, gun. Mike's 57. Hey, alert, man.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. They will run again with Coleman. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
21. Here we go. I got you. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the run.
From the 39, Garoppolo eluding the pressure right. And incomplete.
Garoppolo on the keeper. Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we go. What do you need? Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
11.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. His throw incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Here's Darnold. And the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Hey, echo. Lady. Switch.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Montgomery. A gain of 3, second down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision.
That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Jets will extend their lead.
Number 11, Robbie Anderson. Touchdown, Jets.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Point after now from Catanzaro. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score Jets 29, 49ers 18.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Hey, gun. Motion. Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
49er first down. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Garoppolo just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. They'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a 1st down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
21. Switch up.
Throwing on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
53. Check 53.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. It's brought in by Kevin White. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 33. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach was always saying, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Here we go.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Play action. It's Darnold. He's going to air one out. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way up to the 45-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 41 yards. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Faking the give, Darnold. He's got his man on the crossing route. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And Darnold, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Jets, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
these trips I